Welcome to this edition of Collier Focus. On today's show, we'll take a look at the Board of County Commissioners meeting. Georgia Hiller is sworn in as the new District 2 Commissioner. And impact fees are on the move again, and most are going down. I'm Troy Miller. We'll cover these stories and more next on Collier Focus. Stay tuned.
Whether reporting on the latest news stories or hot issues, taking a look at county government services, or announcing what's happening around the county, this is Collier Focus, bringing government home.
At the recent Board of County Commissioners meeting, the meeting began with the swearing in of the newest Collier County Commissioner, Georgia Hiller. An honor guard and a children's choir participated as the Clerk of Courts, Dwight Brock, and longtime Collier County politician, Mary Ellen Hawkins, presided over the event. Commissioner Hiller was joined by her children to mark the beginning of her 4-year term as Commissioner in District 2. We here at Collier Focus want to pass along our congratulations, Commissioner Hiller. The Commission received another update from Chairman Fred Coyle about the proposed Jackson Lab Biomedical Research Facility that could be built in Collier County. However, Commissioner Tom Henning later made a motion to stop expending staff time and resources on the project until the county receives a contract between the lab and the state of Florida.
There have been allegations that Jackson Laboratories has not applied for the funding, and that is simply false. That idea was generated because of a misleading letter from the Office of Tourism, Trade, and Economic Development. The director of that agency said, "We have not received the application." Well, of course, the director of that organization did not say that it was still in Enterprise, Florida for evaluation. So the Jackson Labs has been following the procedure, albeit apparently very slow, and the responsibility for that is not mine to determine. But the point is that the project has never made its way out of Enterprise, Florida. And once it goes out of Enterprise, Florida, it'll go to OTED, and then we will get our chance. So as a result of all that, Collier County took the position several months ago that we would not begin negotiations with Jackson Labs until we had all of the information that we had requested in order to perform an effective economic evaluation.
I don't want for us to keep shortening the time frame for our staff to take a look at it, of the agreement from Jackson Lab, for the Board of Commissioners independently review the agreement and see if it's a wise expenditures on behalf of the citizens of Collier County. After all, we don't have these funds. We have to raise their taxes in some sort of fee or tax. This issue of Jackson Lab has divided this community because there has not been transparency on the issue. And we need to stop and start building our community back and start looking at real alternatives to diversify our economy.
Commissioner Henning's motion failed 3-2. Jackson Lab is currently in negotiations with Enterprise, Florida. The board voted to approve a request to reconsider their October 26th denial of the North Naples Fire District's application for a certificate of convenience for advanced life support services. The North Naples Fire District currently is permitted to perform basic life support treatment until an EMS paramedic arrives. The board is expecting a Blue Ribbon Committee next month to present to them the results of their study concerning ways to improve pre-hospital treatment efficiencies throughout all of Collier County. The commissioners voted to revisit North Naples Fire District ALS application at the meeting following the committee's presentation. The board voted to approve 3 updated impact fees. Library and general government building impact fees are both decreasing. Library fees have been lowered between 44% and 62%, depending on the land use category. Library impact fees are assessed only on residential properties. For example, a 2,000 square foot single family home goes from $583.19 to $316.95. The government buildings impact fees are decreasing on an average 17% for residential land use and 25% for commercial non-residential land use. For example, a 2,000 square foot single-family home goes from $949.89 to $777. The reduction in the library and general government buildings impact fees follow BCC votes earlier this year to also decrease the road, school, emergency medical services, community parks, and regional parks impact fees. The BCC also adopted a revised law enforcement impact fee with a 3-year phased implementation for the updated rates. The Development Services Advisory Committee supported this phased schedule, which will provide a reduction for all land use categories in year 1, but could increase in subsequent phases. The BCC required staff to return with an updated analysis before any increases in future phases were approved. The board approved amendments to the TDC ordinance, which will free up $600,000 for additional tourism marketing. Tourism Director Jack Word explains the details of how this change was made.
We've really been working for a couple of years with the Tourist Development Council and the Board of County Commissioners to identify some additional funding sources for year-round destination marketing. And today was kind of the culmination of discussions this past year, and we have identified some sources of funding within the existing 4 cents that we've been able to move around. It really does not impact negatively any of the projects that are currently on the books or contemplated for the future. So it's going to help us a bit to help get our message out maybe 9 months of the year now.
Wirt went on to say new advertising in the Northeast will start just after the beginning of the new year. These amendments will now be brought back before the board at a future meeting for final passage. The award-winning Collier Area Transit will soon be celebrating its 10-year anniversary in 2011 by improving routes and adding a brand new transfer station. We spoke with Alternative Transportation Modes Director Michelle Arnold about the big changes.
One of the changes is to include routes on east-west corridors, more specifically Pine Ridge Road and Golden Gate Parkway. We don't currently have routes on those roadways, so it will help enhance the service to the community. Some other changes that we're doing is we're going to be opening up a transfer facility at our Radio Road location. So for the first time, folks are going to be able to transfer buses at that particular location. We're going to have no more than 4 buses transferring at that location. What we're trying to do is alleviate some of the transfer activity at the government complex, give folks more options to utilize the service so that they don't always have to go to the government complex to make a transfer to go somewhere else within the community. Another big change is currently we only limit transfers at certain locations. The government complex, there's Coastal Mall up at, there's another transfer location up on Immokalee Road at Creekside. Now, if you want to get off a bus on Radio Road to connect to the one going on Airport Road, you can do that. So that's going to open up a lot of more access for the public.
The changes take effect on January 2nd. For more information, call 596-7777 or visit colliergov.net/CAT.